NCAA Regionals. It's here in Indianapolis at Nicholson home with the University of Indianapolis. However, they were knocked out of the tournament by the 8 seed McKendree Bearcats. They are in this matchup alongside the number 5 seed Northern Michigan Wildcats. I'm Nathaniel Finch. That's Drew Ranke. We're going to hear from Naya Ortiz down on the sideline in just a bit, but this matchup we have in front of us, very intriguing. 2 underdogs getting past that first day, making it to round 2, and we'll see what damage they can do for McKendree. Milos Vasentic, 26 points yesterday. He has been on a tear recently.
Yeah, and I wouldn't really call McKendree underdogs here. I mean, they won their conference in the GLVC, and they're coming into this tournament hot. I mean, they beat UINDY, they beat UMSL, and they won the GLVC, so they're on a tear right now. Be out for the lookout for the Bearcats.
As far as this team that they're facing, the 5th seed in the Wildcats, I mean, come on, Max Bjorklund, he is maybe the best player, one of the best players in the country, you could say, averaging 21 points a game. He is going to be tough for the Bearcats to try to stop.
And number 1 scorer in the GLIAC for them. The Wildcats are, I don't want to call them an underdog either. I mean, they're out here. They won their conference as well. So both of these teams here tonight they're going to have a great game for both of them. It's just really going to come down to who can really rebound and who can out-rebound the other. Free throws are a must, as always.
Should be a fantastic game. Let's get started, but first down on the sideline with Naya Ortiz.
Gentlemen, as they said, I'm Naya Ortiz. I'll be your sideline reporter tonight, giving you the inside scoop right here, right on sideline, right on the court. This should be a very interesting match tonight as we have both of the teams winning one of their conference games, sending straight to the finals. And both teams actually have a 7 continuous win streak, so they should be a very interesting match to see who will come out on top. Back up to you, gentlemen. I'm Naya Ortiz reporting for the GOV Sports Network and UINDY TV.
Thanks a lot, Naya. How about we take a look at the starting lineups first as they begin to get down on the floor for UINDY. As far as McKendree goes, they're going to have some a lot of players on hot streaks. They really have done a great job of late getting some wins, stacking up these wins. Didn't have the best start to their season, but of late they have been on a tear. You see there, 19-12, not the typical record that you would see for a team in the regionals, but this is not a typical team in the regionals. So we're going to see point guard Eric Powell II out there with Bryson Boltman and Carson Parker as a guard trio. Your 2 big men, Caleb Zerlini and Milos Vasentic. That'll be the starting 5 for McKendree. And then when you look over on the Wildcats side of things, 25-7, more of a typical regional team. They did win the GLIAC tournament, but they are having an incredible season. It all started, Drew, first game against McKendree, the season opener for these 2 squads. Northern Michigan won that game by 7. A high-scoring 100-93 affair. Some players that we will see starting this game for Northern Michigan. It's obviously going to be, as we mentioned, that guard, the star player for this team, 21 points a game, Max Bjorklund, the senior from Bemidji State University, and then some other guys that he'll be out here with. How about GLIAC Freshman of the Year, Max Weisbrod. Some other players that we will see, Carson Smith, that's the guard trio, and then your 2 big men. It's going to be your all-defensive team in the GLIAC, first team all-conference, Dylan Keel, and the final starter here on the inside, Sam Prevette. Now you see him up on the screen. Should be, a couple star-studded lineups here, and they are all on a tear.
Yeah, both these teams can score and score fast. Last game, Northern Michigan put up 86 points on 60% shooting from the field, which is ridiculous. And McKendree put up 77 against UINDY while shooting 55. I mean, these teams can put it in the bucket and at a good pace as well.
Northern Michigan averaging 80 points a game. McKendree a few ticks behind that at 74. And again, if you look down, the stats of the season for McKendree, you're going to see a middle-of-the-pack GLVC team. They came into the conference ranked 6th in the conference. It's not impressive when you look at it that way. But if you take a look at their last few games, they've won 7 straight. They've won 11 of 14 to finish out the season. You take just that second half of the season, and suddenly you find one of the best teams in the region. Despite the fact that they're the 8 seed, they are definitely not your typical 8 seed, considering they just knocked off the number 1 Greyhounds.
Yeah, knocked off the team that hosts in their own gym. Not to mention they went on a run of their own in the GLVC tournament. I mean, they weren't really expected to do much in that, and here they are getting ready for a semifinal in the region.
The 2 coaches today, we'll look at Matt Macker-Zach. He's the Northern Michigan Wildcats head coach in his 4th season with the squad, 64-44. Their record having their best season under his helm up in the GLIAC. And then for McKendree, George Suggs, just his 2nd season, his squad making history. He's 35-24 in those 2 years. They are absolutely having their best season in school history and just got their first ever NCAA tournament appearance, first ever NCAA tournament win. They're trying to make it to their first ever regional final. We'll see over the next 40 game minutes as we are ready to get this game underway. Northern Michigan wearing white. It is the Bearcats in these purple uniforms. The winner moves on to play Missouri-St. Louis on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock after a night's break. We'll figure out who that winner is right here. That is Caleb Zerlini, the first to go up against the Wildcats, but obviously Northern Michigan end up winning that tip. We'll see what they can do here early. We're going to see Weisbrod pretty often. He can pull up from wherever. He's one of the team's better three-point shooters. A mismatch here on Vicentic. However, the illegal screen, a quick turnover and a foul.
And that's a fast little turnaround there for the Bearcats, getting an early turnover. I mean, Northern Michigan doesn't turn the ball over very much. Only 10 turnovers per game on the year. That's one early one there for them.
Looking to see who can strike first. McKendree, of course, coming off that big win against UINDY. It's a 77-63 upset, a shocker against the number 1 seed. Here's Vicentic, quick 2 points for him. He finished yesterday with 26 points. The man who averages 17 and 5.
And that is how you do it right there. Get it down to the big man and let him do his work.
How about that? Right off the bat, Dylan Keel.
A lot of people have made the track down for the Wildcats. An 8-hour drive from Marquette, Michigan at the very top of the state.
Tries to use the glass, a little too strong. Here's the Wildcats going up against the Bearcats. Drew looks at me wanting me to say that it's a cat fight. I promised I wouldn't. I promised myself, Drew, and you had to pull it out of me. Early turnover, look at that. How about Bryson Boltman feeding his teammate, and Zerlini slams it home.
Those 2 early turnovers there for the Wildcats are normally very good at holding on to the ball. As I think Boltman just, that was the play right there. The dunk was cool, but the save was even cooler.
Not only diving for it, but quickly flipping it up for his teammate. Here's the inside feed off the glass. He's a little too strong. Zerlini gets the board. This season averaging 6 of those. Top 10 in the GLVC in that category. Vicentic comes in strong, lays it in. Nice touch.
They just let that lane wide open for Vicentic to just fingertip roll that one in. So McKendree's off to a very hot start.
The Wildcats have it. Oh, they could take a 3 here. They do. And they get it. Nothing but net. Dylan Keel, he can do more than dunk and defend. The big man this season, 40% from range. One of the most efficient players in the GLIAC. 3rd in the conference in field goal percentage. As Boltman gets it on the inside. He'll lose it. Gets some help. Parker puts it up and gets fouled. Carson Parker to the line, a 70% free throw shooter.
And Parker got Dylan Keel to jump there, and he was just stranded in the air. Nothing he could have really done about that.
Here's Parker, first of a pair. Rolls in. An Early 2-point lead, trying to make that 3. It's a silent Nickerson Hall. And now we've got Weisbrod, GLIAC Freshman of the Year on the all-second team, kicks it out. Same thing as the last one, but this time goes Orion Vicentic with the board after Kiel can't connect.
Early three-point shots for the Wildcats is they've not really gotten it down low. And you'd like to see them try and work the glass just a little bit more.
Vicentic working on Bjorklund, turns around and puts it in. As good of a shooter as Max Bjorklund is, not quite the best defender. It's tough when you go against a guy of Vicentic's size, 6'7". Gives 5 inches.
I know the last time they played, he had 38 points and 7 rebounds. Off to a cooler start here tonight, but
here's another 3. This one's nothing but net. Max Weisbrod. You just mentioned that. 38 points. 38 points in the season opener Bjorklund had against McKendree. Isn't that one heck of a way to start off your senior year?
Yeah, and he didn't really slow down. Last game against Hillsdale, he had 34, 3, and 5. So he can really get this scoring going. I think McKendree's just kind of trying to isolate him and make somebody else on Northern Michigan's team beat them.
How about Vicentic? 8 of this team's 11 points early. Looks to repeat his performance, if not exceed it, from that UINDY game yesterday. Here's a mid-range J. That's a pretty stroke. Dylan Kiel putting up some points as well. He's got 7 already.
It's a pretty hard shot there. You're kind of in no man's land.
Boltman passed up an open 3 from the top of the key. Instead, gets it to Vicentic, who's been on fire. He looks to feed. Eric Powell II had 17 points yesterday. He'll drive inside with 7 to shoot. Parker with a nice spin. Great defense here. Zerlini hits it at the horn. How about that? Caleb Zerlini, a 32% three-point shooter. He doesn't do that very often.
You got the friendly roll there. That was a GLVC roll to get that one into the bucket.
Pull up from the right elbow, can't get it. And it's rebounded. How about that? Kiel got it. And now we see a foul against Powell. How about that board from Dylan Kiel when you thought that there were 3 or 4 purple jerseys there to get it? Kiel came out of nowhere. He averages 7 rebounds a game.
He got his own rebound.
That'll give us an opportunity for a conversation down on the sideline. We've got Naya Ortiz standing by. Let's go down and hear what Naya Ortiz has to say. Go ahead, Naya.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. This game has been so crazy. I know you guys feel the energy all the way up there. The stadium is actually really plastered with both teams colored both purple and green tonight equally. If you didn't have the chance to see it, rewind to about 3 minutes into this quarter. Number 3 made an amazing and crazy dunk, and he's seemingly the one to keep an eye on tonight. Meanwhile, the Wildcats are very communicative on the court tonight, really calling out any openings, landing them several threes already into this quarter. This game has been amazing. Back up to you guys. I'm Naya Ortiz reporting for GOVC Sports Network.
Thanks a lot. Let's step aside.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? UINDY Catholic gives you an opportunity to get involved in a religious community on campus, providing sacramental needs and fellowship for prospective students and giving you a sense of belonging.
We just want you guys to know that God loves you, He delights in you, and He's in awe of you, and we would love to meet you. So you should come on out.
UINDY Catholic, a community for you.
Great work. Back here at Nickerson Hall, McKendree suddenly fall victim to a bit of a run here. Or rather, they are benefiting from a bit of a run, I beg your pardon. They've made 6 of their first 7 field goals. And look at this, the steal from Powell. Didn't even know that he was picking it away, and he lays it in. That's one way to avenge a foul called on your name.
Northern has 3 turnovers here in the first 6 minutes of gameplay, and they're really struggling to hold on the ball.
Foul called on the inside. Seen a few of these already. Inbounded ball comes into Kiel. Kiel's going to see a lot of action tonight. I mean, we all thought we'd see a repeat performance from Bjorklund, but it sure looks like Dylan Kiel's going to be a benefactor of a lot of minutes and a lot of touches on the inside. That's Hensler being called to the foul.
I mean, first team All-GLIAC, all-defensive team as well. I mean, he's number 1 in rebounding, number 2 in blocks. I mean, he knows how to do it all, it feels like.
To toss it in, here's a nice hook shot, maybe a little too far away for a hook, and he's too short. Here's the foul.
Not enough mustard on that one to get it into the goal.
Sam Schultz, 5th in the conference in field goal percentage, but left that one a little too shy. Seeing his first action as point guard, Alexander Davitkov. Had 9 points the first time these teams played, but 13 minutes yesterday, didn't get on the score sheet. Another early whistle. I mean, we've seen 7 fouls in the first 7 minutes, Drew. This could be one of those games.
I think the record between me and you is 50 fouls in a game.
And that was before they stopped counting them at the end of that one. I'm sure that was even higher. It was a game a couple months ago that we'd called in this arena. Vicentic can't quite connect, but Northern Michigan can't control it. McKendree will get possession. Into the game for the first time today, Justin Kiel. A couple years older than his brother Dylan Kiel. Justin being a junior, Dylan being a redshirt freshman, as we see off the glass. How about that? You come into the game, you make a layup right away. Justin Kiel averages 4 points a game. I beg your pardon, Eric Powell Jr. Down by 8, Northern Michigan trying to find a long range 2. He got it. Nice stroke there from Max Weisbrod.
And that was a pretty shot there from Max.
Here's Boltman. UINDY held him in check, trying to get on the score sheet. Here he does. It's his first bucket today. 3 assists, though, already.
Yeah, for Bowman, that was a really nice drive. Put the ball in like a running back almost, and extended as soon as he got to the glass.
He had a double-double, so UINDY limited him, but that's because he averages so many points. He had just 10 points, but 10 assists. And that game yesterday is a long 3 off the mark from Weisbrod. Here's Vicentic on the inside. Kicks it out. Here's a nice left wing 3, but it's off from Davitkov. The inside run, just a tad off mark. Boltman gets aboard and is running. 3 on 3. Nice feed, are you kidding me? Bryson Boltman, 10 assists yesterday, 4 today, and that was a beautiful dime.
No look. A little bounce pass off of this. Right at the free throw line, no look. Underneath the basket is Alexander Davitkov.
That timeout from Coach Mackerzak brings us to the under 12 media timeout, and that will give us a chance to go down to our sidelines and have a conversation with Naya Ortiz. Naya, what do you have?
Said before, guys, well, by the way, thank you so much for sending it down to me. But as I said before, guys, Northern Michigan has been very vocal tonight, and even their sideline members are being very vocal, really encouraging their team with them every step of the way tonight. Nerves are definitely on edge as this game determines who will make it to Tuesday's final, and it's the rematch between these two teams after the season opener and Northern Michigan's previous win. So this game has been great so far. I can't wait for more of it. Back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? UINDY Catholic gives you an opportunity to get involved in a religious community on campus, providing sacramental needs and fellowship for prospective students and giving you a sense of belonging.
We just want you guys to know that God loves you, He delights in you, and He's in awe of you. and we would love to meet you. So you should come on out.
UINDY Catholic, a community for you.
Here's the inbound. Wildcats with it. Already an early 10-point deficit. I mean, McKendree looking like they could run away with this one as an 8 seed. Need to see a lot more production from the top scorer in the region, Bjorklund, who tries to get the feed on the inside. Instead, a foul called. So now we'll see Sam Privet at the line, a 67% free throw shooter. When you look the way that McKendree played UINDY yesterday, Drew, they quickly got up to a 10-plus point lead and held it for most of the game. Here they're trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, and they were really rolling. I mean, next thing you know, you look, it's a 7-point game. You kind of could climb back into it, and then 2 minutes later, they're up 15, and you just don't know what happened. They like to move fast, and when they move fast, they catch you off guard, and your defense can't get set. I mean, that's one of the things that really Northern could do is set up their defense, kind of throw McKendree off of their game, and you gotta get stops, and then you gotta go to the other end and get a bucket.
Nice ball action early. Trying to pass the ball around and find the open look. Vicentic finds it 9 times out of 10. Trying to do that here. Goes up strong, and he can't. Down by 8. They're trying to make it a little bit closer of a game here early. Here's Bjorklund. Kicks it out. Corner 3. It's a 5-point game. Carson Smith hits it.
They got to get Bjorklund going here if they want to have a chance to win this one. Hasn't made a basket yet, but he's still dishing out some dimes.
Last time these teams played, 0 defense. 193 total points scored between the two of them, but today McKendree really putting on the clamps on Bjorklund, but that allowed Smith to get open. Now we see on the inside, trying to go up. Meeks got it. Back to a 7-point lead.
I mean, it just seems like they're doing this every time. Get the ball down low, get in the post, and then all of a sudden they have this little floater and they get an easy 2 points.
A quick drive, but they have to kick it out. Bjorklund's got it, averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds a game. Trying to find 2 here. He lays it in off the glass. It's the first 2 from Max Bjorklund.
Maybe he just needs to see 1 go through, and then he can start to climb from there.
34 points yesterday, 38 points in the season opener, and we see Meeks getting called with the charge. Corner 3, in and out, no, back in. How about that? It looked like it was gonna be one of those that fell out and instead drops to the bottom of the net.
That ball just defied gravity. I thought it was coming out.
Justin Keel comes in, hits a nice bomb, much needed one. Suddenly it's a 2-point game, trying to tie it. They can't. Not often that you get the 3-pointer and the ball, but obviously because of that foul that happened, they just couldn't quite make that tough reverse layup. Vicentic on the inside, working on Dylan Keel. Goes up and over, and he got it. Off the glass, banks it in. That was a pretty shot, and suddenly he's got double figures already, the first player to do so early in this one. Another 3, they got it, are you kidding me? 5 I said it, 5 early three-pointers for Northern Michigan, and suddenly, right back in this game, they're only down by a penny. They can change that here off the steal. Bjorklund keeps it in and then loses it. That was a tough ask of him. Can't blame him for that one.
That was a great hustle there by Bjorklund to try and just come up with that ball.
McKendree. They've led today by as many as 10. Currently only ahead by 1. A valiant effort from downtown here from Northern Michigan. Powell trying to show off his three-point prowess here. Instead kicks it out. Stolen away. Parzik tips it to his teammate in Kiel. Here's a three from Parzik, and he can't connect. 2-on-2. Here's a transition three. He got it. Eric Powell the second.
These teams are just launching three balls.
This is going to be a fun game. Yesterday, Northern Michigan hit 10 from downtown. McKendree had 8. I think we're going to be north of that. What do you say?
Yeah, at this point, I mean, they're just firing them up, and it seems they just go in every time.
A block from Zerlini leads the conference in that category. No wonder he was on the all-defensive team in the GLVC. Wide open three, does it again. Back-to-back triples, and the lead opens back up. A 7-point advantage.
McKendree is shooting 77% from the field right now.
Inside, trying to connect, but he can't. A little too strong there. It was a tough shot. Parzik in traffic. Here's Boltman. Thought about a corner three. Instead, he's going to back down Bjorklund. Spins around. Boltman puts it in. It's the reason why Bryson Boltman was a 3-time first-team All-GLVC and Conference Freshman of the Year in 2019. Bjorklund, step back, long two, bounces around and a miss.
Tough shot there, off balance.
He just hasn't been on his game today.
No,
He's got
hasn't.
2 points. Here's a three. How about that? The big man, Vicentic, drains it. A 1-point lead quickly on an 11-0 run. Turns into 12.
Seems like McKendree can't miss.
With that, let's head down to the sideline with our sideline reporter, Naya Ortiz.
So sweaty down here, gentlemen, that any chance that one of these sweepers / moppers get a chance to sweep up this sweat, they definitely do it because they are dripping bullets of sweat down here as they're playing their hearts out on this court tonight. Northern Michigan has had many standing ovations since I last spoke to y'all, really bringing themselves back in the game after McKendree's had a lead for some time. Coach Mackerzak came into the arena a different color as he is now bright red and pink due to the tensions here on the court tonight. Meanwhile, McKendree's coach Suds seems more level-headed and cool tonight. Reporting for UINDY TV on the GOV Sports Network, I'm Naya Ortiz.
Bryce Young, right?
What did you say?
No, it's Bryce Young. It's obviously Bryce Young.
C.J. Stroud, the obvious pick for Steichen and the Colts.
Ohio State quarterbacks, we know they don't.
I mean, come on. He's got the whole offense handed to him. Check out Last Call. We've got all the sports info you need from around the nation and right here on campus. Plenty of UINDY sports.
College football and college basketball.
The NFL.
The NBA.
MLB.
Don't forget about motorsports.
And I'll give you all the gambling picks you need to know to make some money right here on Last Call, Mondays at 4 o'clock on YouTube.
Returning to the court, McKendree off a nice little run, 37-25 your score. And it's the Bearcats who have just started to hit everything on this 11-0 run, a 13-3 run over the last 3 minutes. They've had 4 of their last 5 from downtown. They've just gotten high. Right when we thought Northern Michigan was getting hot, McKendree followed suit.
Yeah, 11-0 run is pretty substantial there for, and it's going to be hard for the Wildcats to overcome that the way they've been playing here early.
Bjorklund gets it blocked. No, it's a foul. Put him at the line. Max Bjorklund, a 78% free throw shooter. The #1 scorer in the conference gets a chance at 2 here. And it's Zerlini who gets called with his first. Already the team's 7th, McKendree. They're committing fouls left and right, and that puts Northern Michigan in the bonus. Short on the first.
Bjorklund just hasn't looked himself here early.
Definitely looked like himself yesterday when he put up north of 30 points. But you're right, it's just been a bit of a slow start. Just his 3rd point today through nearly 15 minutes. Boltman on the drive, switches hands, has to kick it out. Here's Parker. Feeds Zerlini, ball's out of bounds. McKendree keeps it. Dylan Keel doesn't quite agree with that one. Ref had a good look at it. Our officials tonight, Chance Wallison, Wesley Harper, Scott Seville. Ahead by 11. Can they make it 13? The fadeaway, no.
No, it looked like a good shot taken there by Zerlini.
Northern Michigan on the drive with Weisbrod. Nice feed, trying to feed again. It's a charge. Bjorklund, before he passed it, dug his shoulder into the defender. That's a turnover.
And the Wildcats aren't ones to turn the ball over. And like we've said early on a lot here, you only average 11 on the year, or excuse me, 10 on the year. And already have 5 so far.
Boltman's got 4 in this one. 5 assists. They kick it out. Here's a 3. Zerlini off target. Oh, thought about a transition 3. Instead, he'll drive. Here's Weisbrod. Has to back it out. Yesterday, 15 points, 3 boards, 5 assists for him. Played against McKendree in his first ever game in college, and he had 9 points there. This one, a foul as it gets blocked away into the stands. That ball takes a seat.
I feel like McKendree has a little bit more pep in their step, a little bit more, I want to win this game right now than Northern Michigan does.
You know, it's something that in yesterday's press conference, post-game, we heard George Suggs talk a lot about that. How this team, they just have the determination, the want to continue to win, and that's really what's fueling them. It's not, I mean, obviously they have the talent to get it done, but it's been kind of the difference from the beginning of the year to now is that they want to now. Didn't quite have that desire early in this season. That's why they were hovering around 500 for most of the beginning of the year. They really turned it on.
And they won 7 straight now, and look where they are.
Halfway through the clock, looking for some offense. Vicentic gives it off to Powell, who's stuck in the corner. He'll take a 3 anyway, and he hit it. I'm sure Coach Suggs was saying, no, 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 yes. The lead grows to 12. They got to find an answer. They do. They call him Max Bjorklund. There's your answer. He's got 5 points now. Vicentic backing down his defender. He'll lose it. Double team gets the best of him. Powell having himself a good start. How about this defense? 7 to shoot. Leaves open to Vitkov from the corner, and it's a miss. The rebound went to Parzik. Averages 3 of those a game. Wide open. The cutting. Sam Schultz lays it in.
Both teams like to play really fast, and there's not a lot of defense setting up. I mean, you just have to get extremely lucky, try to tip a pass or something. Try and stop this offensive attack.
A foul there as Powell lays it in. Got hit beforehand. You see Parzik trying to plead his case as he gets called with it. That'll bring us to the under 4 immediate timeout. Drew, we've seen a lot of fouls, but this game is flying by pretty quick.
It is flying by pretty quick. You know, we're under 3 right now. There's not a lot of stoppage. If there is a foul, shoot some free throws and the game gets going.
An 8-point lead for the lower seed, the 8-seeded Bearcats. With that, that'll give us a chance to go down to our sideline and have a quick conversation with our sideline reporter, Naya Ortiz.
So much, gentlemen. The stakes are very high tonight as both coaches are questioning the refs' calls tonight on the court. Each team really taking a beating while playing their hearts out all on the court tonight. Number 3, Zerling from McKendree, really keeping Northern Michigan on their toes tonight with multiple blocks and several points scored by him. Well, we all know that saying, say it, don't spray it. Well, Coach Zach seems to only be able to spray it to his team members, which is quite funny, but tensions are very high, so it's definitely understandable. Tensions are super, super high, and energy is also high. I'm Naya Ortiz reporting for the GLV Sports Network.
Taking a look at Zach. Look at his 4th season, 64 wins here early. As McKendree's going to inbound it right in front of him. Vicentic kicks it out. Oh, dropping it is Zerlini. He gets up and slams it home.
How did he get out of that?
What a showing of athleticism as he was almost parallel to the ground, kept his dribble, turned around, escaped the 3 jerseys, and dropped it in. That was very impressive.
It looked like he was just going to roll out of bounds there.
The deficit is 10 for the Wildcats. Tries to drop it in. They'll lose it. A nice block from Zerlini, who, my goodness, has been on a tear in terms of that category here of late. He had 6 blocks yesterday against UINDY, and so far today, Caleb Zerlini, a couple quick ones. Weiss-Brod picks up his 2nd foul, both teams in the 1-on-1. Boltman at the line. So far this season, Bryson Boltman shoots 77% from the foul line. 2nd in the GLVC in scoring. At 16 points per game. And they'll drop in the front end. Hits them both. Lead up to 12.
The Wildcats need to get something going here. They got to get some points on the board with just under 140 to go.
Almost losing it. That'll lead to a Bjorklund pass here. Halfway through the clock, 90 seconds to go. Here's a 3. He got it. That's what you need to see from Max Bjorklund.
Big bucket there by Bjorklund.
Here's another 3. Davidkov misses his 2nd in a row.
Score here and try and get a 2 for 1 before the end of the half.
Inside feed, nice. How about that showing from Sam Privet? Just a 2nd bucket, but that was a nice one. Another layup on the other end. Vicentic follows suit. 30 seconds. Trying to cut into this first half deficit before they head to the locker room. Waiting for the last shot. He's got 7 to shoot, a couple seconds between the clocks. Kicks it out for 3. Looking for one. Here's Bjorklund, gets it blocked away. The third block in the first half from Caleb Zerlini, and boy, that was a powerful one.
That was a very powerful one there. He got all ball on that one.
And now McKendree has just under 2 seconds to try to make something out of this one. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll return in a bit. Welcome back to Nickerson Hall, campus of the University of Indianapolis on the south side of the capital city of Indiana, as McKendree going to inbound this one in front of Coach Suggs. Tall task trying to get a shot off, but they'll have 2 seconds to do so. Zerlini, quarterback pass, gets it to Powell. Oh, he's got a chance at a corner 3 at the buzzer. My goodness, are you kidding me? Eric Powell the second. Remember the name. He's got 13.
That was
He's got 16.
One heck of a design play there by George Suggs.
Look at that quarterback pass, the receiver catch, and then launches up an awkward shot. Let's head down to the sideline for an interview with Coach Suggs.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I'm here with McKendree's head coach, George Suggs. What is the center of your team's discussion during halftime?
I think we got to do a better job on the defensive end. Obviously, I think we're getting to what we want offensively, shooting the ball really well, producing pretty good shots. Defensively, we got to be a little bit tighter, clean up some of our ball screen defense.
The crowd is definitely going crazy for your team tonight. What do you think has worked well for your team thus far, gaining you the lead tonight?
I think it's just making simple plays. You know, if they're going to switch ball screen, we got to be able to take advantage, and we've done that so far. We talk about it all the time. Fundamentals, easy plays win.
Definitely. I think everybody here on the court can agree with you tonight. And last question, what are your plans for the team moving forward to keep the lead that you have?
Well, it's more of the same, right? I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we're going to continue to look for great opportunities inside. And if they start doubling, sending bodies at us, we got to spray it out to open shooters.
Great. Thank you so much, Coach Suggs, and good luck tonight. I'm Naira Ortiz, reporting for the GOV Sports Network.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by home.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by home.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
In NCAA Division II, student-athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student-athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student-athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Wow, that's so many memories.
I'm here with the head coach of Northern Michigan's team, Coach Zach. How are you tonight? How are you feeling?
Well, really bad right now. That first half was awful and probably one of the worst 20 minutes of my life, but there's a reason that you have a halftime, and hopefully we can regroup, and we're a really good team, and we just have to start playing like ourselves.
Yes, I mean, the audience speaks for itself. You guys have had multiple standing ovations tonight. You guys are definitely paying your entire hearts out on the court tonight. That's definitely noticeable. So what was talked in the locker room with your players?
Get back to being who we are. Right, that first half, we were just bad at almost everything, and I didn't think we did anything well. And it's do or die time. If we lose, we're done. Let's be done, if we are done, our way, and be aggressive and compete and play as hard as we can. And if that isn't enough, that's fine. But I thought the first half we were tentative and a little scared, and I don't know, that wasn't us. And it's up to us to get back to doing what we can do, and we'll have a chance. If we don't, our season ends. But I like this group's chances of bouncing back. They bounced back all year.
Thank you so much for your answers tonight. Good luck tonight, and I hope to see you on Tuesday. I'm Naya Ortiz reporting for the GOV Sports Network.
Thanks a lot, Naya. How about that? Some of the quotes that came out of that one, you're going to clip that and hear that pretty often. Coach Zach saying this was, well, for one of the worst 20 minutes of my life. And then he says, we were bad at almost everything. We didn't do anything well. And then the final thing, it's do or die. So I like that. I like the honesty that he gave us. You don't see it a lot from coaches. There was zero coach speak in that conversation.
No, he was honest. And I think that's what's going to get across to his players the most. I mean, they need to pick it up in order for them to come away and move on to the next game. I mean, it's like you said, it's do or die. I mean, you win or go home at this point. And I doubt they want to take that 8-hour drive back to Northern Michigan.
That's crazy. It is a long drive, and they're trying to make it to Tuesday. Well, we still have about 3 minutes left till we head into the second half. Let's step aside. When we come back, we'll have second half action for you next, right here on the GLVC Sports Network and UINDY TV.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
as we return to Nicholson Hall. You're taking a look there in the huddle. Matt Mackerzak and his Northern Michigan squad down on the scoreboard by 12 as we see a big reason. That slam from Caleb Zerlini. This squad, 28 points in the paint. They have done a great job getting it on the inside. McKendree, they're playing very high-level basketball right now.
Yeah, they're playing great. I mean, they're playing loose, they're playing fun, and they're having a great time out here. And you're up 12 right now at the break.
The one bright spot, you just saw an example of it. 3-pointers, Northern Michigan, 6 of 10 from downtown. That's the one thing they've done well. Look at this. That was the buzzer beater as the horn sounded from Eric Powell. A nice little quarterback pass to the corner. He received it over his shoulder and dropped it in. That was a beautiful shot.
We are 20 minutes away from somebody advancing on to play UMSL on Tuesday. Northern Michigan needs to get their top scorer, Max Bjorklund, going.
The Bearcats will start with the ball and the lead, up by 12, 20 minutes to go. And the winner moves on to play Missouri St. Louis Tuesday night in the regional finals. Right now it's McKendree's Bryson Boltman. Nice little fadeaway, good way to get the half started. They break 50. How often do you see a 49-point first half from any team?
I mean, it's very uncommon, but McKendree's just playing great overall.
Look at this. Vicentic takes it, and he's going to lay it in. Milos Vicentic, how about that? He's got 17 points to lead the game.
And McKendree's off to right where they left off in the first half.
First time Milos Vicentic played this squad, 25 points. That was his career high. That was the season opener this year. He had a new career high, 26 points against UINDY last night. Safe to say he has been finding some success here. The second team All-GLVC player, GLVC All-Tournament MVP. And already a quick foul called. That's a big one. Max Weisbrod, one of his team's top players. 3 quick fouls here. Boltman drives inside and a foul called. A little too tight. Was the defense there from Sam Privet? And suddenly 2 quick fouls. We might see a lot more whistles here.
And that's going to not be, or that's not going to bode very well for Northern Michigan. I mean, 2 quick fouls within the first minute.
McKendree, they tossed up just 4 free throws in that first half, made 3 of them. But how about this yesterday? As we see here, increasing the lead with a 3. How about Powell, the second, with 19 points now? But McKendree, they shot the lights out yesterday against UINDY, 90% from the foul line. It's a good recipe for success. To the cup, misses the layup. Bjorklund, like we said, has not been himself. Just 8 points today. Averages 17, or rather, excuse me. Bjorklund averages 21.
And he only has 8 here so far.
3-pointer, big man, got it. Are you kidding me? Lights out. And already a quick foul for Matt Mackerzak. Let's step aside.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? UINDY Catholic gives you an opportunity to get involved in a religious community on campus, providing sacramental needs and fellowship for prospective students and giving you a sense of belonging.
We just want you guys to know that God loves you, He delights in you, and He's in awe of you, and we would love to meet you. So you should come on out.
UINDY Catholic, a community for you.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
I don't know, man. 59-37, McKendree with the lead. Let's take a look at one of the reasons why. When your big man can dominate the paint and do this, I mean, that's a recipe for success, to say the least. Milos Vicentic, what a game he's having. 20 quick points. There's still 18-22 left on the board. He is going to hit a new career high tonight after doing so, just 24 hours ago.
Yeah, and they haven't slowed down. Yeah, they've continued since that first game of the GLVC tournament.
Northern Michigan getting punched in the mouth on the way out of the locker room. It's a 15-0 run. This was a 7-point game not too long ago. Last 2.5 minutes, 15 points for the team in purple, and just like that, another missed three. Seen a lot of those missed shots here from Northern Michigan. They're 6 of 11 from three, which is their bright spot, but they're just not able to get it done at times. Vicentic, a lot of pressure, gets fouled. Gets hacked by Dylan Keel.
Northern Michigan just really doesn't have an answer for a big post player down low. I mean, they don't have the size to really compete with Vicentic.
Ahead by 22. Make it 23. Vicentic at the line, hits his 21st. I mean, come on, 21 points in a game is impressive no matter what, but when you do so with so much time left, I can't wait to see what his final numbers are going to be. There's a shot that he doesn't play the final 7-8 minutes of this game. The GLVC tournament MVP, the last 7-game win streak, they have just been relying on him. Here's a nice step back three. He got it. That's what you need to do to break the 17-0 run. Need more of that from Max Weisbrod if we want to keep this one close.
Now you got to get some stops. You got to chip away. I mean, there's plenty of time left in this game. You just got to chip away and get some stops.
Boltman, the nice feed to the inside. Here's Vicentic. Kicks it out. Boltman's going to step up, going to feed his man. Here's Zerlini, another feed. How about this? Another assist for a squad. That's their 17th assist already. They're doing a great job moving the ball around. They only average 14 of those a game. I think that's been the key here. They're finding open shots because they make that extra pass or two or four. As answer on the other end, Max Bjorklund lays it in. He's got 10 points now.
It's a huge mismatch when you have Milos Vicentic, 6'7", 220 down low, against a very undersized Carson Smith, 6'1", 175. I mean, it's not fair.
An offensive rebound from Zerlini to lay it in. A nice tip in there to increase the lead. Ahead by 23, make it 20. How about that? Bjorklund, maybe he's going to start something special. 34 points yesterday, and now he's got 13.
Lots of game left.
I think that's what's tough here for Northern Michigan is the way to get back on this game, you're just going to have to keep hitting some of these threes. That's what they've done to this point, and they're still down on the scoreboard. I mean, 45 points in this juncture of the game, that's not a bad number. As Zerlini thought about a three, instead he'll drive in, and it's a blocking foul. Now instead they're going to change it to a charge. What do you think of that one? I think I agree.
I think that's the correct call as well.
The lead is at 20 as the Wildcats retreat back to their huddle. That'll give us a chance to talk to our sideline reporter, Naya Ortiz. Let's go down to you, Naya.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. McKendree Bearcats had a strong start to this quarter after their three-point buzzer beater from the last quarter by number 1. McKendree's team also has had several threes in the air in their sideline tonight as they keep just hitting nothing but straight net tonight. Coach Mackerzak Spirits from Northern Michigan still not looking up as McKendree's team is playing harder than ever, really not letting go of their lead at all. Reporting for UINDY TV on the GLV Sports Network, I'm Naya Ortiz. We'll be right back.
Bryce Young, right?
What did you say?
No, it's Bryce Young. It's obviously Bryce Young.
C.J. Stroud, the obvious pick for Steichen and the Colts.
Ohio State quarterbacks, we know they don't
I mean, come on. He's got the whole offense handed to him. Check out Last Call. We've got all the sports info you need from around the nation and right here on campus. Plenty of UINDY sports.
College football and college basketball.
The NFL.
The NBA.
MLB.
Don't forget about motorsports.
And I'll give you all the gambling picks you need to know to make some money right here on Last Call, Mondays at 4 o'clock on YouTube.
McKendree returning to the floor, a healthy 20-point lead for them. And boy, have they looked impressive over these last few games. We've seen them play very good basketball just in the last week, blowing out Southwest Baptist, defeating Umsel by a healthy number in the GLVC championship game. And the way that they took care of business against the 1 seed yesterday, the way they're playing right now, come on.
And they're playing lights out, and it's kind of something special to watch. I mean, we've seen it now pretty much throughout the entire year, and now they're playing better basketball than they ever have.
With the steal, looking for some points on the other end. The freshman trying to find some open space. He can't. Gets it off to Keel. He's got to go with a tough fadeaway shot, and he can't get it off the back end of the iron.
That was a good look, just couldn't connect on that one.
Halfway through the clock. Here's Powell over to Vicentic. He'll come in strong. You hate to see a charging Vicentic if you're in the paint here as a Wildcat. 3 to shoot. Boltman's going to have to take it. He doesn't see. Oh, yeah, he does. He saw the clock, but couldn't quite get the tough fadeaway shot to fall. A deep 3 quickly, and it's too short. A little too ambitious was Weisbrod. And now a foul called. We'll give McKendree the ball. Second foul called against Schultz.
Some of those shots that they've been taking when they come down the court, does Northern, and try and put up a quick 3. I mean, you got to really think about it. You just start getting twos, quick twos are going to add up more time than a 3 here and then miss a couple and then you make another one.
Inside drive, gets it out. Here's Powell. He's going to come in strong, feeds his teammate Hensler, who can't get it to go in. It rolls all the way around and almost sits down on top of the rim. And here's a chance here on the right side, going up to the cup and putting it in. That is why Max Bjorklund is one of the best players here that we'll see this weekend.
He's starting to feel himself now. He's hit a 3, hit a couple runners. I mean, there's still 13:50 left.
Got 17 quick points. He had 8 going into the halftime break. Vicentic, 4 white jerseys crash in. That leaves Hensler open. He'll drive in and back out. Vicentic from 3. My goodness. What is there that this kid can't do? 25 points. He's hit 4 from downtown.
That's just brutal to the Northern Michigan bench. I mean, you try and stop him down low. He'll be like, all right, fine. I'll just go outside and hit a 3.
Powell to lay it in plus the harm. Put him at the line. Man, he does a lot of things good as well. The 6'2" man transfer from Bemidji State. Look at this. Great control. Knows where the spots are he needs to get to. "17 points. The difference here. Boltman works around the perimeter. Nice behind the back dribble. And he feeds out to Davidkov. He's been 0 of 2 so far, and he can't get this one either. But Hensler gets the second chance.
McKendree's size is just too much for the Wildcats. I mean, they're out rebounding them by numbers right now.
Boltman open left wing. No. Tries to use the glass. Today's a Sunday. The bank's not open. Someone's got to go tell him that. Tough foul there as Dylan Keel a little too strong. Keel, one of 2 first-team All-GLIAC players on the court right now, but picks up his second foul. Boltman, tough drive. He's not backing down either. Look at this. Has to kick it out, though. Great defense from the Wildcats. Bearcats lose the ball. That's Weisbrod to pick it up. Weisbrod thought about a 3 instead. Comes in looking for a shorter shot, and he goes too strong on it.
Just a little bit too much there from Weisbrod. I mean, he's playing great so far. 8 points. Just a tick under his season average.
No whistle. It's a kickball. That'll bring us to the right at 12 media timeout. We got 12:00 up on the clock. That'll give us a chance to head down to the sideline with our reporter in Naya Ortiz. Naya, what do you have for us?
Very much, gentlemen. Right after our break, number 4 from Northern Michigan had an incredible ball save from all the way down the court. If you guys didn't look at that, take a look at that and check that out. I would rewind because it was incredible. The sideline players from both teams cannot remain seated as tensions are very high. Even with McKendree's massive lead, the game is still up in the air and can be anyone's as these players are really putting it all out on the court tonight. Sweat, blood, tears, everything here on the court tonight. And the crowd is going wild for their teams individually, really shaking up Nickerson Hall, letting their pride ring all out throughout the stadium. I'm Naya Ortiz for UINDY TV, reporting on GLVC Sports Network.
Bryce Young, right?
What did you say?
No, it's Bryce Young. It's obviously Bryce Young.
C.J. Stroud, the obvious pick for Steichen and the Colts.
Ohio State quarterbacks, we know they don't
I mean, come on. He's got the whole offense handed to him. Check out Last Call. We've got all the sports info you need from around the nation and right here on campus. Plenty of UINDY sports.
College football and college basketball.
The NFL.
The NBA.
MLB.
Don't forget about motorsports.
And I'll give you all the gambling picks you need to know to make some money right here on Last Call, Mondays at 4 o'clock on YouTube.
Dude, back here at Nickerson Hall, a 17-point lead for the Bearcats over the Wildcats. McKendree, the lowest seed in this tournament coming in, but they're probably the hottest team. They got to love their chances here this weekend. Here's a 3 at the buzzer, and he hit it. Eric Powell II hates shot clocks. Boy, does he love scoring, though. He's got 22 points. 2 players from McKendree with 20+. Davitkov gets called with the foul. And with that, they're going to take a look at this one. We'll step aside. UINDY TV and the GLVC Sports Network.
Bryce Young, right?
What did you say?
No, it's Bryce Young. It's obviously Bryce Young.
C.J. Stroud, the obvious pick for Steichen and the Colts.
Ohio State quarterbacks, we know they don't
I mean, come on. He's got the whole offense handed to him. Check out Last Call. We've got all the sports info you need from around the nation and right here on campus. Plenty of UINDY sports.
College football and college basketball.
The NFL.
The NBA.
MLB.
Don't forget about motorsports.
And I'll give you all the gambling picks you need to know to make some money right here on Last Call, Mondays at 4 o'clock on YouTube.
The world's a crazy place, and it's only getting crazier. And it seems like no one wants to talk about it. So I'm going to. That's why I created Real Talk, a roundtable discussion show where each week I bring on different guests to talk about hot-button issues in society. Join me every week to get your questions answered, Wednesdays at 1 p.m.
Powell II.
Back here at Nickerson Hall, McKendree ahead by 20. Big reason why. Eric Powell II, 22 points. Vicentix got 25. It's not often you see 2 players on the same team with 20 or more points, and we still have half of this second half to play. It has been a phenomenal game for this team in purple. 71. They averaged 74 points, Drew, and they have 71 right now at this point in the game. It's been incredible.
Well, when they score over 74, they're 11-2 on the year.
They're going to try to make that 12-2.
I don't know what
71-52 the score. Look at the face of Max Weisbrod. It's going to take a lot from him. See, he hits them both. It's going to take a lot from his teammate, Max Bjorklund. It's going to take a lot from Dylan Keel. You got to rely on your starts at this point.
They got to take over the game, and that's what has to happen. They got to have a huge defensive stand.
Northern Michigan going to inbound it. See what Bjorklund can put together here. Weisbrod on the drive, looking to kick out. Here's a three, left wing, no. Skying up for the rebound and getting fouled was Luke Hensler.
I know you have to take those shots, but you got to make them. I mean, it's that time of the game.
McKendree looking to increase the lead here. He led by as many as 24, not too far off from that. Boltman inside, double team, leaves the man open. And he's just off the mark. Here's Bjorklund on the drive. That's a nice roll. Man, he is so good at attacking the paint. You don't see that very often from 6'2" guys.
No, but you're going to need it a lot more here. He needs to kind of take over for Northern Michigan.
He's got 21 points at this juncture in the game. We now have 3 players who have eclipsed that 20-point mark. How about Bryson Boltman in the game right now? Played every single minute of the game yesterday. He just doesn't need rest, as we see off the front end. Missing the shot was Meeks. Boltman's been able to take a little bit more rest today. He's sat for a couple minutes, but I mean, playing a full 40 yesterday is incredible. Inside, 4 white jerseys collapsing. That'll set up an open man. That's Davidkov, missing now all 4 of his 3-point attempts, not for a lack of trying.
And that is something that you don't want to see, is have all your defenders collapse right underneath the basket. That leaves 4 purple jerseys around the arc to wide open. It's like shooting practice.
You hate to see that. So he gets shaken up a little bit there. Carson Smith took a tough hit. 6 Nagliak and steals. Hit a 3 earlier. I haven't seen a ton from him outside of that, but for Smith, he's played about just half the game. Nice cut to the inside. Easiest layup you'll see from Max Bjorklund. Set up from a beautiful pass.
And they need to get a stop here.
Boltman kicks it out. Inside, and it's poked away. They're going to say that was a foul. Did not get all ball. They're going to say for Dylan Keel. And for Keel, he now picks up his 3rd. And the look on the face of Coach Mackerzak says it all. He said coming out of halftime, Denia Ortiz, this was one of the worst 20 minutes of his life. I don't know if it's gotten much better since then. In his 4th season. Having a great season, but this McKendree team's just they've been different today. Been different these last 3 weeks.
They really have, and it's kind of been, they're on an insane run right now that you don't really see that often.
A Cinderella story, you might say, to this point. I mean, it's called March Madness for a reason. Here's a straightaway 3, and the foul. Give him 3 attempts at the line. Max Bjorklund just under 80% on the year from the line.
They got a pretty tall task in front of them trying to pull off this comeback, but it starts with this man going to the line right here. Already with 23 points. Should take behind the game high of a 27 from Vicentic.
A career high 27 from Vicentic. Bjorklund at the line. Hits that one. Now McKendree looking to respond. A healthy lead. You got to imagine they're going to be coasting a bit here. Not the same sense of urgency that they would have had in the first half. Northern Michigan, they're going to try to take advantage of that.
I feel like Northern Michigan's in the do or die moment. They're going to try and do everything they can to score some points.
3-pointer, Zerlini can't get it to go. Weisbrod controls it. The feed to the inside, laying it in. 25 points.
That's working right now.
That's the 26th and 27th of the day for Bjorklund. He just has to continue to take it over. Remind you, he had less than 10 in the first half, so most of this production coming in half number 2. Vicentic tosses it away. That's an over and back. Boltman can't save it. Turnover number 8. Each team has that number. McKendree dominating the boards the way that they did yesterday. 22 rebounds compared to 15 for Northern Michigan.
Northern Michigan just has no size.
And to your point, Dylan Keel, 6'6", is their biggest guy on the floor right now. Everyone else smaller, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" guards. Inside drive, tough shot, and it falls. Give him the hoop and the harm. Carson Smith.
That was a big bucket for the Wildcats right there. There's a drive, left-handed little hook shot there, gets it in the foul.
And now the 50 or so people who came on the 8-hour trek down south are enjoying that. Some claps for Northern Michigan. Let's head down to the sideline with Naya Ortiz. Naya, let's hear what you have for us.
Very much, Guy. Tensions are very high. Another buzzer beater spin move by number 1 had the crowd going nuts after the last time I was just with you. The Bearcats coach has been seated practically this entire time, seeming that he has nothing to worry about as they have had the lead majority of the entire game. Meanwhile, the Wildcats coach on edge the entire time, pacing back and forth, keeping their hands on the ball the entire time. The energy is still very high. Well, we have 8 minutes, actually 7 minutes left of the game right now, and it should be an interesting turnout. Reporting for the GLVC Sports Network, I'm Naya Ortiz. We'll be right back.
Out of nowhere, it's a 10-point game, and we can make it a single-digit one here. How about this run, a 6-0 run from Northern Michigan? Trying to get back in this game, 12-2 over the last almost 4 minutes. Here's the steal. Can cut it to 8. Easily does so. His 29th point. Bryson Boltman. Boy, do these guys need a bucket. Instead, it's a charge. All momentum in the hands of Northern Michigan. They've cut it to 8, and they'll have the ball. Boltman digs his shoulder in for his 3rd foul. That's huge. 3 fouls. A much-needed 30-second timeout called from Coach Suggs. We'll step aside as well. back here at Nickerson Hall. UINDY hosting this little regional tournament. The #1 seed, however, they fell to the 8th-seeded McKendree Bearcats yesterday. The score there, 77-63, and McKendree looked like they came out on fire. Instead, Northern Michigan getting right back into this one. They'll lose the ball here on a turnover. Missed opportunity, but
he had that lane wide open to him, just kind of got a little bit ahead of himself there.
Here's a left wing three. Too strong. Davitkov keeps trying, but this poor guy is now 0 of 7.
Everybody seems to question the call from both sides.
Davitkov running the one. Hands it off to Powell. Powell's been quiet the last handful of minutes. To be fair, so is every Bearcat. That's a 4th foul against Boltman. Probably the Bearcats' best player is going to have to go sit for the next 5 minutes.
You better be careful what he's saying to the officials, too. He might get a tag.
Bearcats fans eagerly watching this one. And for McKendree, they run with about a 7-man rotation, but they try to keep their top 5 on the floor for as long as possible. Without Boltman, your leader, on the floor for quite a while, it's going to be interesting to see how this team can play deep in this one. Nice feed to the right wing, and that one's offline, just barely on a foul. Don't count the bucket, it's on the offense.
And they're going to say they want to review that one.
What a call there. We'll wait and see what the aftermath is after this on UINDY TV and the GLVC Sports Network.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? UINDY Catholic gives you an opportunity to get involved in a religious community on campus, providing sacramental needs and fellowship for prospective students and giving you a sense of belonging.
We just want you guys to know that God loves you, He delights in you, and He's in awe of you, and we would love to meet you. So you should come on out.
UINDY Catholic, a community for you.
Hey, it's Giselle here on 88.7 WICR.
88.7 The Diamond, the only jazz and classical station in Indianapolis, completely led by the students of the University of Indianapolis. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, FM radio, HD radios, or even on our website at wicronline.org, a different kind of public radio.
Where is she?
We gotta take Bryce Young, right?
What did you say?
No, it's Bryce Young. It's obviously Bryce Young.
C.J. Stroud, the obvious pick for Steichen and the Colts.
Ohio State quarterbacks, we know they don't
I mean, come on. He's got the whole offense handed to him. Check out Last Call. We've got all the sports info you need from around the nation and right here on campus. Plenty of UINDY sports.
College football and college basketball.
The NFL.
The NBA.
MLB.
Don't forget about motorsports.
And I'll give you all the gambling picks you need to know to make some money right here on Last Call, Mondays at 4 o'clock on YouTube.
The world's a crazy place, and it's only getting crazier. And it seems like no one wants to talk about it. So I'm going to. That's why I created Real Talk, a roundtable discussion show where each week I bring on different guests to talk about hot-button issues in society. Join me every week to get your questions answered, Wednesdays at 1 p.m.
UINDY TV on YouTube and the GLVC Sports Network. They end up calling a foul on Northern Michigan. They reviewed a push underneath the bucket there. Obviously, Coach Mackerzak can't be too pleased with that one. So with that on the other end, we'll see a couple free throws from Caleb Zerlini. That because each team in the bonus. Pretty early for each team to already have 7+ fouls.
I feel like every time that happens, Nathaniel, we say that every time.
He splits the pair. Northern Michigan trying to hang around in this one. Trying to keep it within single digits. Remember, it was a 20-point lead, seeming like just 4 or 5 minutes ago. A long two, his foot was on the line, and he's too short, but they get the offensive board. Kudos to Carson Smith. I haven't heard from Kiel much.
That doesn't happen very often. Northern hasn't really gotten offensive or defensive rebounds.
How about that? The fadeaway from Dylan Kiel. Just the second offensive board for this game for Northern Michigan, to your point. And Kiel, that bucket, that'll give him his 11th point. It's the third Wildcat in double figures. Need some points here from Vicentic. He's under the bucket, a lot of pressure, kicks it out. Zerlini walks with it. All the fans who traveled from Marquette, Michigan, clapping for that travel on Zerlini. This could bring it within 2 buckets. Powell trying to stay on Bjorkund. And now a foul called on defense. Looks like Davidkov a little too strong there. If you want to win this game and you're down, you need to hit some free throws. That's huge. This is a team, Northern Michigan, they average 74% from the foul line. That's second in the GLIAC. Today, 10 of 14. Make it 11 of 15. They're playing pretty well. Weisbrod hits them both.
And it's starting to get loud in here.
Looking to be a good finish from Nickerson Hall on the inside. Hook shot, he got it. Zerlini breaks an 18-3 run. That's wild, 18-3. McKendree's led by as many as 24, another foul. This one go against Vicentic.
It looks like Borkland took a knee to the knee there. That's why he's kind of limping around. I think he made contact with Vicentic.
Deficit currently at 7. A couple free throws can go a long way here. What a great shot down on the sideline there. Logan Wong, kudos to him, our camera operator. The rest of our wonderful crew here at UINDY TV. Game 6 of a 7-game weekend for us here. Of course, all the coverage, GLVC Sports Network, UINDY TV's YouTube. Had 4 games yesterday. 2 today. The winner plays Missouri St. Louis for a broadcast 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. That one in and out. He misses both of them. You don't see that very often.
That's
from
huge.
A 78% free throw shooter.
That's huge. I mean, you got to make those. I mean, that is what it really comes down to. You trying to mount a comeback this big, you have to knock down your free throws.
Bjorklund leads the game but couldn't break 30 there. He's got 29. Ball stripped away. McKendree will keep it. Here's a left wing 3. That's offline. Corralling it, fighting for it. Nothing called, they'll let him play. Suggs doesn't agree with it. 3, right wing, that could bring the house down. And a foul. They're gonna look this one over and see who is at fault here, whether it be Vicentic or the man still on the ground and Justin Kiel. But oh my goodness, what a 3 was that?
That 3 was massive. That was a big shot there.
We'll call this the media timeout and go down to the sideline with our sideline reporter. Her name is Naya Ortiz, and she's down here for UINDY TV. Let's hear what Naya has to say.
Much, gentlemen. As I've said, this entire match, it has been so crazy. Energy has been so high. I know you guys feel the rumbles up there. I definitely feel it right here on sideline, court side. Northern Michigan really keeping a positive attitude, even really while they were trailing behind McKendree's team the entire match. But they're really picking up their momentum after the last time I was here with you guys. I know I've said it this entire games, but both teams have really been putting their heart out all on the court. Their sweats here prove it. The energies of the crowd proves it. Everything proves it here tonight. Both teams are giving it all they got. McKendree's team still being very kind of nonchalant, not really nonchalant, but more relaxed than Northern Michigan's team as they had the lead tonight. It has been an incredible game. Reporting sideline for the GOV Sports Network, I'm Naya Ortiz.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Back here at Nickerson Hall, let's take another look at what these officials are reviewing. Take a look at the contact after the play. The shot was good, and it will count regardless. And then look at that. You see Vicentic at the bottom. We'll take another look at this one. Vicentic just kind of runs in to Keel. Yeah, you see that. He kind of uses that right elbow and knocks down the cutting Keel. They didn't see each other. There was nothing intentional about it, but I think that's what they're going to call it, and they're going to give 2 free throw shots here. This is big. So they're going to count the three-pointer, and then Keel's going to be sent to the line. It's got to make you feel a lot better if you're Coach Mackerzak.
This could ultimately be a one-possession game after these free throws. Keel just a 61% free throw shooter on the year.
A three-point game. Boltman drives in and he's fouled. That one's big. Keel's gonna hit the bench for the rest of this one. He fouls out. If that's who they're going to call it against, which I think it is, it will be. That's his 5th. So we'll send Dylan Keel, the best defender on this team, one of the best in the GLIAC, first team all GLIAC. Number 1 in the conference in rebounding, number 2 in blocks. He will have to go hit the ice bath a little bit early. Ends this one 11.7 rebounds. Good game for him, but those 5 fouls, a bigger number. From the line, he got it. That one could go a long way, up 4 to go. Gotta hit these free throws late in games. Big reason McKendree was able to hold such a lead yesterday against UINDY. Shot 90% from the stripe. So far today, they're right there. 10 of 12, just under 90%. They just haven't gotten there as often. Three-pointer straight away on the move, and he got it. What? Max Bjorklund. It's a 2-point game.
This man is taking over this game.
32 points for the man who just had 34 yesterday. To this point, it's been a wire-to-wire lead for McKendree. Northern Michigan has yet to get ahead on the scoreboard. McKendree and Bryson Boltman going to try to keep it that way. They can't, misses it, but he controls his own. Kicks this one out to Vicentic, who loses it. Can they tie it? All by himself, the bunny. Carson Smith. And we're tied, ladies and gentlemen, 3 minutes to go.
And we have a game.
McKendree led by as many as 24 points. My goodness. And the whistle blows. That 24-point lead. Boy, have we come a long way from it. That was with 17 minutes to go here in the game, and yet over the last 15, it's been all Northern Michigan. The foul, though, will send Boltman to the line. And he completes that three-point play. Boltman, again, playing with 4 fouls. Got to be careful. Doesn't pick up a charge or any type of foul here. Here's another three, same spot. This one too short. All by himself. It's Parker to get it. Up by 3. Parker letting some time. Tick, 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 tick off the clock. Boltman left wing. Tries to feed his man inside, and Zerlini. He's got the size. Comes in. Kicks it to his teammate Parker. Double team. Hook shot. Can't get it. Smith throws some elbows. He got it. Corner. Thought about a 3. Instead, Parzik will back things out and slow things down. 2 to go. Bjorklund, a masterclass of a basketball game, feeds his man. Here's a right wing 3. No. Way off the mark. Justin Keel.
Looked good from our angle until it hit the backboard.
I was about to call it as a make. I'm glad that I had bit my tongue for a quick second, because you're right. From up here, it looked like a surefire. Nothing but net. That'll call a timeout on the floor from Coach Suggs. Just like that, guys, we've got a game. We'll see how the final minute 44 goes after this on UINDY TV and the GLVC Sports Network.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? UINDY Catholic gives you an opportunity to get involved in a religious community on campus, providing sacramental needs and fellowship for prospective students and giving you a sense of belonging.
We just want you guys to know that God loves you, He delights in you, and He's in awe of you, and we would love to meet you. So you should come on out.
UINDY Catholic, a community for you.
Back here at Nickerson Hall, 81-78 the score. Boy, what a game we have in front of us. 3 points separate the 8 seed, who's on top, and the 5 seed trying to hang on. These are the 2 hottest teams in the Midwest region, winners of 7 straight each. Boltman inside, 4 fouls, loses it, but he gets fouled, and he will be sent to the line, can make it a 5-point game.
Looked like he just kind of lost control of the ball there and got lucky with the foul called on him.
McKendree's been called with 19 fouls, Northern Michigan with 17 of them. And Boltman hits his first. Bryson Boltman, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. He does it all. You see Coach Suggs looking on. Boltman hits them both, 5 points. Separate these 2 teams, 95 seconds to go. Here's the drive. He'll lose it. Out of bounds. Looks like they'll say Northern Michigan keeps it.
Yeah. It looked like Carson Parker ripped it out, and then as he was trying to throw it back in, he just kind of lost control of it.
We've seen some great games over these last 6 at Nickerson Hall. This one might be the best finish of them all. Inside feed, loses the ball. It's a turnover and a foul. Vicentic will be sent to the line. A chance to increase his career-high 27 points this game. Milos Vicentic at the line. From the stripe, hits the first. He's got 28. Suddenly, McKendree's got to feel a lot better. They've started to pull the reins back. It's been a 6-0 run. Drew, that'll get the job done.
I mean, there's still a minute 18 left. A lot has been done in less time. As Vicentic hits his second.
7 straight since Northern Michigan brought it within 2. Here's a three-pointer. Can't get it. It's been the difference. Bjorklund, when he's hit, they go on a run. When he can't hit, they've fallen behind. It's going to continue to follow that suit. Here's a football pass. Parker could have went for it. Instead, he's going to take the foul. A minute to go. McKendree can start to feel a little bit better about what they've put together.
24-point lead just might have been a little bit too much to overcome there.
Boy, did Northern Michigan do a great job, though. And again, we're not going to spell the end of the game here. There's still plenty of time to go, but how about the effort from Northern Michigan? They didn't want to see their season finish as Parker can't get the front end done. He's got 2 of them, though. Parker, 3 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, and he splits the pair. Gonna need some quick points here. Does not have to be a 3, but Bjorklund's got to get something done. He'll drive in, double team. They steal it away. No, it's a foul, Vicentic. From the foul line. Hit the first. Got to hit these for sure.
And we're going to play the free throw game for the next 50 seconds.
Short. No, it ended up falling in. It definitely looks short on that first one. A 6-point difference. Trying to play some defense. Instead, it's a foul. We will see Parker at the line, fresh off a 1-for-2 performance at the charity stripe.
6 points, depending on the outcome of these free throws here, is not, I mean, 2 quick threes and you're right back in it.
It's tough, though, with who can commit these fouls because
they're running
Bjorklund's got 4 fouls. Weisbrod's had 4 for quite a while. Keel is fouled out. It's 21 fouls called against this Northern Michigan squad. A lot of them have come here of late. As the hot dog cart goes on behind us. Step back, thought about 3, looking for some contact. The referees did not grant him that. I think that was a good move. He was asking for it. Oh, this is big. Bjorklund probably just fouled out if they called it on what I think they did. Yeah, he's done. Bjorklund doesn't realize it, but no, you know what? That's my bad. I was looking at the wrong name there. Privet's got 4 fouls. Drew, you get 1 a game, right?
Well, Bjorklund only has 1 foul.
You get 1 a game. That's my bad, Drew.
That's okay. That's okay. Numbers are hard. We've always struggled with them.
That blue cap right there. The father of Eric Powell II. 8 of 8 today from the field. 6 of 6 from downtown. He's got 22 points. He's been clapping strong for his Bearcat. A deep three. Are you kidding me? Too shy. They get the offensive board. Another triple. This one's good. The offensive board grants him 3 points, and it's a 6-point game. Weisbrod adds 3 more. He's got 18 points.
I mean, there is still a lot of time left on this clock here.
The way that these guys can hit threes as well. Timeout called. We'll take one with them.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? UINDY Catholic gives you an opportunity to get involved in a religious community on campus, providing sacramental needs and fellowship for prospective students and giving you a sense of belonging.
We just want you guys to know that God loves you, He delights in you, and He's in awe of you, and we would love to meet you. So you should come on out.
UINDY Catholic, a community for you.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance.
Hey, did that guy ever follow you back from the GLVC? It's a 6-point advantage for McKendree, who has the ball. 22 seconds to go. Needing to get the ball off, they finally do. Goes to Vicentic, he's hacked. Put him at the line.
McKendree as a team is a pretty decent free throw shooting team, 75%. And the people that they're putting at the line are the really good ones.
Vicentic, a 77% foul shooter.
He's 6 for 6 on the day.
This would be his 30th point.
Hasn't missed yet.
The first time ever that he has scored 30 points in a game.
That is very impressive. I mean, he's had himself a night.
Coach George Suggs in his second year enjoying a 7-point advantage. Hits them both. McKendree trying to play UMSL, a rematch of the GLVC championship game, trying to do it in the NCAA regionals. A long two. No, they'll say it's a 3. Doesn't matter. It doesn't hit. That'll be the end of this one. McKendree's going to dribble it out. The referees are letting them go. Looks like this crew has somewhere to be. They let the clock roll out. 10 seconds to go here. We'll see Zerlini at the line. He shoots 78%. You're right. They're putting the best shooters at the free throw line here.
Yeah, and you can't really do anything about that. That's where they get the ball to. And at that point, attack your check.
Hits that one. How about Zerlini? 13 points, 8 boards, 3 blocks, 4 assists. Good stat line for him. Vicentic's got 31, 2 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals. Eric Powell, the second, 24 points. Perfect from not only 6 downtown shots, but from the field in general. 4 rebounds for him. Boltman's got 15 points, 7 boards, 6 assists. This has been an incredible performance for the 8 seed.
And they are hot, and they're riding into a rematch with St. Louis.
Isn't that going to be one heck of a game? Tuesday night, that's in 2 days. We'll have the coverage right here on UINDY TV's YouTube and the GLVC Sports Network. But my goodness, what a season Northern Michigan just put together. They'll finish off 25-7. You hate to see it end this way for McKendree. They get to move on, get their 20th win of the year, 20-12. They are turning it on. 8 straight wins, and that'll send them to Missouri St. Louis. Let's go down to the sideline here in just a few moments and hear from our sideline reporter. But Drew, your final thoughts from here.
McKendree's real. They're the real deal. They're probably one of the hottest teams in this tournament right now.
They're the hottest team. I think that's safe to say.
I think the other hottest team is the one they're going to play on Tuesday night, and that is the UMSL Tritons, and that is going to be one heck of a matchup.
Let's go down to the sideline. Naya Ortiz, what do you have for us?
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Oh my goodness, can you hear this crowd going nuts tonight for the McKendree Bearcats? This match out turned out incredible. There were many standing ovations for both teams, really putting their hearts out on the court. As I said, this entire match, it was just such an incredible game. Tensions were high as both teams just wanted to make it to Tuesday's finals and prove who plays harder after their previous matchup and Northern Michigan's previous win during their first match. Northern Michigan really brought it back after McKendree's major lead throughout the entire game, eventually tying McKendree during the final minutes of the game. The victorious McKendree Bearcats will stay here in Indy for their final matchup on Tuesday, which should be so exciting for them. Reporting for the GOVC Sports Network, I'm Naya Ortiz. Back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Naya. We'll finish off this broadcast because guess what? We got another one, Game 7 of this Midwest Regional coming up just in 2 days, Tuesday night. These guys get a rest. How about McKendree? Head coach George Suggs said last night, he's like, we just did this at the GLVC tournament. We had to win 3 games in 3 days. At least this time they get an extra day off. That's something he had said in that press conference last night. Boy, what a finish here, 93-83. It's a 10-point game, but boy, it was touch and go for a good chunk of that the final 5 minutes.
It was a 24-point game at one point, brought all the way down to 4, and then kind of gapped at the end, but heck of a fight by the Wildcats.
It's the final game for Max Bjorklund, the senior here for Northern Michigan, and he put his heart on the line. 34 points for him, 4 assists. He had himself a good day, but it was Milos Vicentic with 31. Eric Powell II with 24 to lead McKendree. They'll play against Umsel 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. For our wonderful crew here at UINDY TV, our sideline reporter Naya Ortiz. Next to me, my wonderful color commentator Drew Ranke. I'm Nathaniel Finch signing off from Nickerson Hall.